Today we're going to look at 3 different guitars, 3 Fender Stratocasters. They're all Fender Stratocasters, but they're all really different. Let's take a look. Okay, guitar number 1, an Artist Series, Fender Artist Series, Stevie Ray Vaughan model. It's around 2007. This model retails now around $1,950 US. It has all the body, 21 frets. It's got the gold hardware. Of course, Texas Specials, single configuration, early 60s style oval neck, big, it's a fat neck for my little hands. Pal Ferro fingerboard, 12-inch radius, which is flatter than, it's not flat, but flatter than I thought it might be. 6105 frets, they're not jumbos, so, but yeah, 6105s. The reverse headstock tremolo system and sort of a synthetic bone nut. So it's a stock SRV Strat. Guitar 2, an American US standard Stratocaster, 1995 model. It's almost getting vintage now. Probably retails now at around $1,500 US, so about 25% less than the Stevie Ray Vaughan. Older body, 22 frets, medium C neck, so it's certainly not as chunky as the Stevie Ray Vaughan. Rosewood fingerboard, 9.5-inch radius, a little bit more rounded than the SRV, and medium jumbo frets. This one's had some small modifications. I suppose the regular tuners were changed a while ago with the locking tuners. Graphite saddles in the nut, a Seymour Duncan JB in the bridge, that's splittable with that sort of middle tone control. And then just a scratch plate, and the pickup covers were changed from white to black. But apart from that, US standard Strat 95 model. Third guitar, 2020 model, so very, very recent. Made in Mexico, Player Series. Stratocaster with a Floyd Rose, a little bit blasphemous, perhaps. But we have an older body, 22 frets, modern C neck, 12-inch radius, like the Stevie Ray Vaughan. Pal Ferro fingerboard, like the Stevie Ray Vaughan. Medium jumbo frets, of course, the Floyd, and it's the, whatever the stock, Alnico pickups. This goes for about $930 US. It's about half the price of the Stevie Ray Vaughan series, but apart from that, it's just a stock made in Mexico Play series. All right, what we might do is we'll do a sound test with the backing track. I might do a sound test just switching between the pickups in sort of a solo guitar mode. Another sound test, so the first one might do neck pickup, second one we'll do bridge pickup, and then I'll just give you some rough thoughts at the end. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to look at the neck pickup only. We're going to use the same amp settings, maybe not fully scientific, maybe not fair, but it's interesting to do a direct comparison. So I just chose a sound with an overdriven sort of bluesy sound, sticking with the neck pickup only. For the solo, just kicked in I think it was a green scream on the Kemper. Not too much distortion, but just to sort of give it some boost. So just comparing the neck pickup. What I think is interesting is the Texas Specials have more bite. The output isn't too different really between them, but the main thing to me is they're just sound different. Arguably not better or worse, but you are comparing a $2,000 guitar to a $1,500 guitar to a $1,000 guitar. So yeah, have a look. Neck pickup only. Let's see what it sounds like. One thing I forgot to mention, this guitar is tuned to E flat. The standard Strat's tuned to E flat. That's because I was just looking at some Stevie Ray stuff and he was in E flat a lot of the time. The Mexican though is in standard tuning. So what I did was I used a pitch shifter for the Mexican in the Kemper. And what that does is it gave it I didn't notice a lot, especially for the next one with some tremolo. It gives it a bit of an out of phase sound. So yeah, sorry about that. You can hear it there. I think you can still hear the tonal characteristics though of the pickups, which is the whole point of this really. So yeah, the Mexican sounds a little bit strange, and that's the reason why. Okay, let's have a look. All right, now what we want to do is we want to have a look at isolated guitar, just straight guitar, more of a clean sound. Just going to do a 12-bar blues unaccompanied, and we're going to toggle between them every 4 bars. So each 12-bar blues will have the 3 guitars playing. We're going to start position 5, then we'll move down to 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll just be able to hear the difference between, again, a reasonably clean sound, just playing an unaccompanied 12-bar blues, so we can do more of a direct comparison. Let's have a listen. Okay, perhaps not too fair when you get to the bridge pickup there for positions 1 and 2. This is obviously a straight single. The US standard Strat has the JB in split mode, so it's not necessarily a true single coil. And of course, the Mexican Strat is a humbucker. So very, very different sound there. Okay, now let's look at the bridge pickup only. Bridge pickup only. Now, obviously, in the Stevie Ray, we've got single coil Texas Specials. In the standard, we've got the JB in split mode, so it's not exactly apples to apples. The JB split is not a true single coil. And the Mexican, of course, is a humbucker, so you're going to get different sounds. But again, let's hear what it might sound like with some effects on it. So there's some reverb on there, some tremolo on there. I think it's interesting to do some sort of a comparison, not just the sort of the raw pickup, playing it with some effects that you might have. So let's have a listen to that. We'll just do a chord progression first, and then we'll do a little bit of lead over the top. Let's have a look. right, let me know what your thoughts. Comments below. Let me know what you thought between them. I think, look, for me, honestly, they're just different. One doesn't sound particularly better than the other. I think the Texas Specials certainly have more bite, and if you're after that kind of characteristic, then they're a great option. I actually tended to gravitate towards the US Standard. I liked that single there, that sort of split sound. Maybe I'm just used to it. My ears are used to it because this isn't mine. It's some borrowing of a friend. But I would say it really comes down to the feel of the guitar is the most thing. If it inspires you to pick it up and play it, then you're winning. There was a story the other day. Mike Rutherford from Genesis was stuck in lockdown in Cape Town, and he needed to prepare for the upcoming Genesis tour. So he just went to some local shop and bought the cheapest Squire he could. It was like $200. And he loved it, and he's actually using one on tour now at Stadium. It's crazy because he likes the feel of the guitar. He likes the sound of the pickups. So that's really the main thing. From me, this is not the guitar for me. Does it mean it's not a great guitar? Absolutely not. It's a brilliant guitar. I just have little hands, and I'm used to smaller necks, so this guy's too big. After a couple of hours on this, moving to the others, they seem really thin. But I have to fight more, me personally, with this guitar. If you've got larger hands, maybe this is going to be perfect for you. Also, the SSS configuration, I prefer a humbucker in the bridge. So that split on the US Standard really just works quite well for me. Again, I'm used to it as well. So, there's that. But apart from that, brilliant guitar. The Mexican, I might do a standalone video on the Mexican. I've had some sort of quality issues, I suppose, with it. But it's a great guitar. Beautiful feeling. The pickups sound great. So again, it's down to the individual, what you really like, what inspires you, what makes you want to pick up that guitar. Aesthetically, they're all quite similar as well. And then the only other thing was just with the SRV, I think it's got the more of the lacquer on the neck. Certainly playable, doesn't affect that, but I prefer the satin or the real played in rough feel. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what you thought. Hope you got something out of this one, and I'll see you next time.